welcome. It's another episode of the Keeping It Grimy podcast, where I link up with people that I like to talk to and talk to them for a bit. Today, we're talking to ZUU. Yeah, man, how you doing?
I'm good, man. What you saying, bro?
I'm good. Leo, right, as well?
Yeah, my man's
I don't
Leo.
follow any of that shit, but
I do not follow them things.
I know
that
that your birthday's near mine, and we're
When's
both
your birthday?
August 4th.
Ooh, the 4th. Say nothing.
Same as Barack Obama. Apparently.
Swear down.
Apparently so.
Them man that talk like this.
You have to impress.
Yeah, man. I'm the 19th, innit?
Yeah, man.
24, blood.
We got you back. Went away on a little getaway.
Get away with the wifey.
Yeah, man. How's life treating you anyway? Good.
Good, man. I can't complain, bruv. I can't complain. We've been talking before just about stuff like things are going well, but I'm just trying to like get the right balance. Like I'm never like just like, yeah, this is enough. Even though like things have moved so far, I'm always like happy, but I always want more, man.
Do you like when I came off Rinse FM and got the show on Kiss, right? And this is 2004, so this is a long time ago. I was bare happy because obviously things were going great, but in the back of my mind, I was always a bit shook that like it's not going to carry on. It's not going to continue. It's going to get taken away. You know. Do you feel that ever where like you can't really enjoy it maybe, or the pressure's there to just things are going, but I have to keep it going. I can't really enjoy the moment. You know what I mean?
I think it's one of them like. That's why I'm always very mindful of it. I try to like appreciate what's going on. Everything we do in it, every single move. I'm like, yeah, we're doing this. Like I like to just say it back to myself, like just like verbally put it out there. We're doing this. Like, oh my god, this is different. Like we're taking it to the like always just like we're taking it to the next level kind of thing. Because it's true when you do like make a move and things change and you go forward. It's like sometimes you start feeling like raw, like. Is going to be as good? Like, is it going to be better? People going to stay locked in? Like, especially because I've been in it for a long time now. Been in the like game, kind of, whatever, for like 5 years now. And it's just flown by. It's flown by.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not young anymore. I'm not a youth anymore. I'm not that same 19-year-old that was like just out here with nothing in my pocket, just trying to spray a bar for fun. Like now it's like when I go to a set, I have to be calculated. Everything has a purpose. It's a bit different now. The enjoyment's still there, 100%. Like the enjoyment's there, like definitely making the new music, making grime, hearing new grime, hearing man, like always. Like I still have that competitive nature. Like I still want to be the best MC, but I know that's not everything. That's not everything for me anymore. That used to be everything. That's not everything anymore.
Yeah, you're also like telling a lot more stories and putting a lot of messages in your music as well.
Yeah, cause
that's definitely resonating with an audience, your audience. Do you know what I mean? It might not be, oh yeah, this is the 5 reloads of the track when it drops on the set tune, but you're making music that people can sit down, listen to, take it in, relate it to their own life.
100%.
You know, and you must be getting so much feedback directly from that.
It's mad. Like my last project, like you said, it's weird because a lot of it is 140, so I can spit a lot of it on a set. But it wouldn't, because it's like got a message, it's very lyrical, it's less gas. It's not gonna be like Reload Central. I'm gonna spray this like Eskimo dance, and I'm gonna get the ultimate gas. I'm gonna have to spray something different, but also that opens up a different avenue when I'm doing sets. So we did the JME Grime MC set the other day around the corner, and I sprayed the struggle. I sprayed the bars for the struggle, and like everyone was barring. It wasn't one of those like 16 pass. Everyone was barring. People were doing like 128s. People were just going in. So because we were spitting for time, spitting for hours. So
it was like a cipher.
Yeah, it's a long cipher. It's not just like it's like a set, but it's like bar, innit?
It was more lyrical than just shout,
just
reload,
exactly.
crowd, save, boom.
Exactly.
You had a crowd there, obviously.
Yeah, we had a crowd.
I don't know if you people at home have seen it. Jamie's doing these pop-up Grime MC FM things where he just literally just puts a wooden set up in the middle of anywhere he fucking wants. He did one under a bridge at Shoreditch the other day.
That's what we did it.
Okay,
That's what we did
I don't know
it.
if you're talking about the one in Wembley.
No, not the one in Wembley. He did it
Box
in Box Park and did one in Croydon Box Park. We did the one in Shoreditch. And I sprayed the struggle, which is like 3 minutes of just straight like content. And people going crazy, bro. Like, mad. Like, Jammer's there doing you know, the Jammer, when he's smiling and his head's going mad. Jammer's doing that. Jamie spraying all the bars because he's a bad boy. He just supports the man them. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's spitting all the bars, like, ad-libbing it. You know when you got the Jamie ad-libs going on? It's gas. Man spraying the whole thing. Like, people like, nah. They jacked it. It was mad. Like, we jacked it up. I had to think, oh, my God, I have to go back to the middle. Try find the first bar that lands on the 8. I'm there for like 1 minute trying to be like, okay, how do I get back into that? I don't want to start it all over again.
Yeah.
Caught it. Just about caught it. Spat the end. And yeah, man, it was a different vibe, bro. And like you said, that's me. Like, that's it. Obviously, there's grime MCs that spit lyrical truth and stories on sets. I'm not the first person to do it. But when I'm doing it at that moment, it felt like Big ZUU. And to be surrounded by Wiley, JME, Frisco, Jammer, Merkies, Blay, like, you know what I'm saying? Just all these people, Lazy, Shorty, just people that I grew up listening to and just doing my thing, like having my little stamp. That's still, even though I've done things like that before, that's still the motivation, man.
I mean, it's a really interesting dynamic for you how you came through as well, because like you were part of that generation that basically brought grime on radio back to life.
Yeah.
Grime sets on radio back to life. For all the different, like going Mode and then obviously Radar.
In London, innit? In London.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Nov started it. Nov and his people, them Square Man, them, all the people on Know Me TV. And the people in Mode as well. Man on Mode. And, what's the other station that was connected to Mode? Downstairs.
I never went to old Mode.
I can't remember the name. There's Mode and then there's a little one. But them lot was they was doing grime radio, bro. Flex as well. Flex. Yeah. And then obviously what you was doing, you know what I'm saying?
So you come through with like that generation, kind of like you can kind of equate that to like the Chip, Criminal, Double S, P Money, Little D, Dot. Like that set, remember that set from 08 that's on YouTube there, where they come on my show, and you kind of saw like, oh, that's that generation. Yeah. And then when you look at those other sets, you had yourself and obviously AJ, Ets, and everyone else, MTP, YGG was there as well, Jams, bunch of people coming through, and it was like kind of like the class of 15, I guess. Yeah,
basically, it was all the man them. Like it's so mad. When I think back of it, it's so weird because we didn't even come together. Like we didn't really know each other. I only knew AJ and my peoples. Like we was man them. But like AJ went to Rinse with Marga, and then like Jams saw their set, and Jams just shouted AJ and said, "Come radio." Jams shouted AJ. AJ brought me to Mode. We was doing like radio, boom, boom, boom. We just went to Mode. Like we never really had bars. We had bars. We was making music, but we weren't like grime MCs for a set. Like we loved grime. That was in our heart. Grime was in our heart, but we made music. Like we had rap bars, grime bars, these bars, every bars. Like we even had a black box before, where it's just like most of it's rap, and then there's like a grime part at the end. So we had a couple bars. So man's gone to this Mode FM thing. Met Tiatsim. I'm thinking, this is a bit weird. Like, man's in the middle of nowhere spitting bars. Like, this is kind of surreal. Like, spray the bar, people getting gassed. Then the next day, there's a Deja set with Spooky, and Spooky's got like 50 MCs. Like, it was I think it's Once Upon a Grime birthday special, something like that. And Margo was on one of the names, and Margo couldn't go. So he's like, you and AJ go, innit? You get me? So Marga's basically told us we can go for him, kind of thing. Like, he's basically said, obviously man's not going, but I'm gonna tell Spooky that you lot are gonna come in my place. So we've looked at the flyer like that's Big ZUU and AJ Tracey there. I don't really know the names on. There's a couple names on there, a couple MCs. Don't get twisted. There's a couple MCs on there that were like kind of doing their thing, but it was more like grime MCs that man heard of and some that man didn't like know, innit? Gone to this Deja thing, Mile End, like man's not from East, innit? So man's not really about them sides, you know what I mean? So man's got, apart from like the go-karting there or something. So man's gone to this Deja set, me, AJ, couple man, bag of MCs. I'm thinking, what's this? This is kind of mad. This is like feeling like old school, like it's a bit tense. Like I'm feeling like, raw, something can happen. Like this can go off at any time. It wasn't like a moist MCs, like it was like a bag of man in a room, like you don't really know each other. If someone looks at you mad, something might happen. So I kind of felt that old school vibe, even though I was never part of it when I was younger. Like, I never really went to grime sets when I was a little kid. When grime was popping, I was bare young, innit? So I never really got to go to a set like that. I went to like raves and saw them man JME and them man spitting and that. I would see that. I never saw the like bare man, apart from in school when man's doing one phone and everyone's spitting or something like that. So that was like my first proper time like being in this environment, and I only got like 232s, bruv. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I ain't got bars. I've only gone radio once. At this moment, I've only gone radio once. I remember Snowy was there, Mez was there, bare MCs like Diesel, Stormin was there, rest in peace. Like, do you know what I mean? It was a big mixture of MCs. Like a lot of the scene was there from all over. It was mad. And AJ touches mic, he does his thing, goes in, gives me the thing, and then I spray a bar that Spooky heard when he was with Tiatsim that day. So when I first went radio, he was with Tiatsim. And he heard me spray this bar where I remix AJ's bar and I say, fuck your questions, suck your nan and spend all the pension. Wait, sorry for the language, innit?
Say whatever the fuck you like, mate.
There we go. Like, he's like, fuck your questions, suck your nan and spend all the pension. That's AJ's bar I'm renting. Crazy lies might try to draw a painting. And when I said that, the way I said, suck your nan and you know what I'm saying? It was gas, like, and Spooky already heard it. So he's willed it on this stage I set. So I've got a will in front of a bag of MCs. Oi, bruv. I was so gassed. I was like, what? Nah. Sprayed my little 16, passed the mic. Bro, I waited like 30 minutes to spit that day. Spat that one bar, waited another 30 minutes, sprayed one more bar and cut. Like,
bro, that's
literally.
You rationed out them 32s perfectly, bro. That is the science of the set.
Trust me, bro.
You can't be the guy that no one's there to hear and you spray your life story and no one's even heard of you before, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, just sprinkling them nang ones and cut, man. That's how it
bro,
works.
I'm telling you, it was like 2 months later that I linked up with you, bro, where we first went One Extra.
Yeah.
So that was in like November.
Wow, bro.
So if you think about it,
that must have meant that you did a lot in that 2 months.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it was like, it's mad because it's like going with, if you throw forward to going to One Extra with you, it was such a small amount of time, but so much happened in order for that to happen. Like, you're somebody that you definitely know a lot of people that are coming up. Like, you know a lot of the scene. Like, you keep your ears to the ground. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you've definitely been that guy for years.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm slightly gassed then. If I was paying enough attention to notice you within 2 to 3 months.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Like, all credit to you because you've done the work.
G,
but like,
that's what I'm saying.
man, I definitely wasn't
into
gazing.
the ground. No, that's what I'm saying. You got me, PK, Jams, and Rowdy.
Yeah.
And me, PK, Jams, and Rowdy, and like when you actually deep it, Rowdy was in the game for a while. Jams has been doing his thing. Like PK had a couple like ciphers and that, but we never really had that proper One Extra chance. And it's because of what was going on at Mode and like maybe the beginning of Deja. Because when we first touched it, that fire was there. So then we all linked up and we all started spitting together. Me, AJ, and then YGG, and then Jams, Ty, and then Rocks, and well, not Rocks and them, and that was a bit later. That's after like the radar times. But like when all the us man really started spitting together, like things just started, like people just started making a vibe in the room, and things started building up. Started making some noise. So the grime community, it was just a lucky birth, I think.
I feel like,
you know what I'm saying?
In grime, like people just respond to like gas. I don't mean that in a bad way, but like you know when something's popping off over there, and it can be a clash or a send or something, or it can be the excitement of radio. And when I said that at the start, like, oh, you know, you're part of that generation that brought back grime sets on radio, I hadn't seen people talking on social media about like, oh, what sets are on this week? Who's on this station? That's that, you know, the way that I used to in like 01, 02, oh yeah, got to listen to Deja on a Monday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to Freeze on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know, Slimzy and Rinse on Sunday, and you know, I'm bouncing between. And I know who's on each station every night and that. And it was the same thing. It's what sets are on tonight,
bro? We basically resetted it, like, and that's how I look at it. Because if you're listening to Deja and you hear me get a will, you don't even know who I am.
No.
And that kind of essence of music.
But that's exactly what Deja was on Monday nights in 2001, 2002.
Exactly.
I'm listening to Nasty Crew's set, and I hear a MC that's not part of Nasty Crew or even from East,
Exactly.
and he's come on the set, and he's got a mad wheel, and I'm like, who's this guy?
And think about it, it's me and
he
AJ
might be from North, he might be from South.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even me and a random bro back to. It's me and AJ Tracey back to back.
Yeah.
Coming on this set, like the growth is unbelievable. We went from doing that to like he's gone gold twice and gonna do a world tour. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like done everything, and I've done my thing. Like I've gone from.
What's that been like for you professionally to have your brethren like just out there setting pace?
Yeah, it's mad.
Because like that's gotta encourage you to
100%,
just
bro.
keep pushing forward.
Yeah, 100%. Like us two coming up together. Like going from him giving me a shot, yo, man's going mode, like, what, roll with me, innit? Enfield, let's go. To, like, he's chatting to me on my phone right now saying, what, do you want to roll me Reading and Leeds? Like, because he's about to go do a main stage.
Oh yeah, man's going Miami Winter Music Conference. Do you want to come and pass through? I'm going to go and link up with Rick Ross and DJ Khaled. Like, that's the cool. That's going to be the cool next spring. It is.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Already,
like,
bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's definitely a lot of motivation because, like, definitely I know what we was coming up from. Like going back to what we were saying about the difference in time to where I linked up with you. In that time, we had nothing to do. We was like just getting into. We both started uni, so we both had uni. We didn't really care about it. So he was like, let's just put it all into music. So I was linking him every day, writing bars, going to studio. We was just me and him, gassing it. Then we had the man them around us, like we had J Amor, we had like Ed started coming through, then D, like we had MTP, and then Wax. Wax was like always recording us. So because we had Wax's house to consistently record, we was there building our like music as well. So we was going radio, but that was like a new thing for us. We was already recording at that time. That's why when we got started doing sets and going to one extra people like you, and then Radar came about, and we was going Radar and started doing bare sets and little videos and little just linking up little sets. When we put out the music, it wasn't, the levels were all right. They weren't sky high levels. Music is not like blow you away music, but it was good. And the reason, and I think that's what set us apart from the other MCs that were coming up at the time. The other MCs that were coming up at the time, radio was enough for them. Whereas for us, we was focused on making music. So when we did put our music, while we was going radio, we got sick reception. You know what I'm saying? Like Tracey put out his projects, I put out my projects, and like people were like fucking with our music. They're like, "Raw, what can these not do?" Like, so we had that a little bit of excitement around man's name. Like,
it also
what
meant
could be,
that you weren't entirely reliant on radio.
Yeah,
either.
yeah, 100%.
Because, like, with me and Grime, right, I get super excited about a very certain vibe of Grime.
Yeah.
Which is generally the radio set kind of vibe and energy. And I always see massive shifts in like the industry when people are able to capture that on records.
Yeah.
They're always the biggest records, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones that set pace and
100%.
make people go, oh yeah, Grime's Nang again. Because you can perform it. Like the DJ can play it in a club and you're not even there and it will get a reload. You can get booked to go and perform it. You can get booked on stages at festivals to go and perform them kind of tunes, and everyone will get gassed over those tunes. So they're like the Route 1 long balls of Grime, yeah? Like you're just trying to bag that 1-0 win and just go through. But at the same time, one of the problems that I've seen with a lot of artists is they felt limited by what they can do with Grime as a genre.
Yeah.
And the sort of music that you started releasing definitely like showed that was a nonsense, because
man.
you know, at the same time that you're able to shell these sets entirely like with bars and energy and like even just the syncing up of the vibes of the crew, the
100%.
crew vibes, and then go studio and actually tell stories and make emotional music that is touching people, and people can sit in their yards and go, I can relate to this, or you know, I might not even be from this walk of life, but I can actually see a picture of this person's life from listening to this record, and it's a width that allows for a longevity of a career, and not like a limited career as well. Like you can go and do, like you can do a club show, you can do a festival show, but you can also do like a little intimate, you know what, I've got an acoustic band and I'm going to sit on a stool and I'm going to perform this music.
Yeah, but that's
do you know
the
what I
whole
mean?
point.
It's a
You
width,
have to
and
have
I like
depth,
that.
man.
And
100%.
all of it can sit underneath the grime umbrella as well, which is, it's not the be all and end all. That doesn't mean you're a good or a bad artist if you make other music, but the fact that you've shown that you can make this width of music and it's all ostensibly grime is powerful. I think.
Look at Stormzy, bruv. Stormzy is considered as a grime artist by everyone. Like, there's hardly a few people that will say that he's a UK rapper. He is considered a grime artist, but he's done so much different. Like, look, he's singing on rhythms now, and he's doing all the, like, he's got so many different rap rhythms. But his biggest records are what you talked about, bringing that energy from the set onto a record.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So if that is proven to the highest level in the UK scene,
making those kind of records,
you know
brought
what I mean?
the grime scene back round again in 2014, 2015.
100%,
German Whip, That's Not Me, Man Don't Care, fucking Freewheeler.
It ain't safe. All them things, it ain't safe. Like, just those kind of rhythms, like they definitely brought back the gas to grime. But I feel like it's funny because I watch It Ain't Safe video and I see Novelist, blood. I see Novelist, like it's Skepta, but I see Nov. Like that energy, if I had to like break it down, I would put a lot of it up to Nov, because Nov was like 13 coming through. He's like the proper epitome of a grime MC. Like he came through, made his instrumentals, he did his vinyl, he got signed to Excel, he did the thing with Excel. Like when Nov was coming through, it was like he was going to be the new Dizzy, blood. And obviously things have gone how they've gone, but I look at the energy that was coming through at that time. It was very sick. It was very influenced. Like songs like German Whips, things like That's Not Me. Like even if you watch the video of That's Not Me, it's an old school kind of vibe. It's the Tim and Barry thing. Do you know what I mean?
I think that kind of vibe is really what made people gravitate to Novelist right away.
Yeah, 100%.
They were missing that. Like everyone was trying to, not everyone. A lot of people were trying to be this. I'm an artist. I make music. I've got this. I want to tell you. I want to show you. I want to illustrate this. I want to tell this story, and that's fine. But when it's so many people, and there's this essence of grime that people linked, like in their minds, there's this thing that people think of when they think of grime, right? There's definitely an image of holding a mic like this, and man spitting like this, and getting the reloads in and cool. And when you're only doing this artistic, I'm going to try all this different stuff, I'm going to experiment. When everyone's doing that, it's like the middle ground's left. And Nov stepped into that middle ground and goes, oh, what? One line flows, hype energy and reloads. You know, like even a lot of the production at the time, you had the like Box coming through, and they were making stuff using a lot of the Esky sound packs and stuff. And it's like, yeah, this is what we love about grime, and we miss it. So you're giving this to us, and we're gonna immediately gravitate to what you're doing. And Nov definitely did that, man. He did. Even like the way that he was dressing. Do you know what I mean?
Just wearing the old school night tracky. Like I saw him break it down. Like he was wearing that because he had to have style as an artist, but he didn't have mad bread, so he couldn't buy new clothes every day for a shoot that were high end, like have the most expensive night tracky. He was wearing the sports directing, the £40 full tracky thing, but he made it work. He styled it like a G. And that's what brought. But I see that as him bringing back that energy. Like I remember when tracksuits and that, it weren't the one, cause like man were looking at tracksuits like it's a little like roadman thing. And then everyone, like Nike started putting out the tech fleece, and then you got Stormzy with Adidas doing mad bits, and then Puma started jumping on the wave. Like Puma started making mad trackies. Like that's all down to the culture. I feel like Nov is someone that was the epitome of grime is a culture, not just the music. Like he embodied the whole life of grime. Like he represented that whole thing, and we was people that was coming through, and we loved that. So we were just trying to be our part. I was trying to be like, I look at the grime man, them like little superheroes, like man are some Avengers, because everyone has their superpower, and everyone's time will come where they need to use it. So we're all like little just characters. I'm Big ZUU, the character. Do you get me?
Yeah.
That's how I look at it, and we all fit into a whole world, and that world is just people watching it. People are just watching it because it's like at the end of the day, music is entertainment. That's what we have to break it down to. That's certain people's type of entertainment, and entertainment changes all the time. People like this type of entertainment, eventually they like this type. Like the people love TV, now they love watching fucking YouTube and listen to podcasts. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? You get me? Things change.
Hopefully they do.
You know what I'm saying? Things change. So it's one of them. I feel like what's happened, like not that saying that stuff has happened, but what's different in the times that we was coming up is that people were entertained by seeing a bunch of MCs have a little bit of passer and spit bars together in unison and go shut down sets and then put out sick music. People were entertained by that, but because it, like, eventually people get used to it and things move forward. Okay, yeah, we've heard them man on the set. Yeah, we did it, and now we want to see what they do next. Like, we want to see them move forward. People move forward, and that's what happened to grime. That people started making different types of music. People started getting signed to labels. Things start changing. But while that was happening, well, the only difference now compared to back then with grime is that a UK rap scene was bubbling. Like super bubbling while all this grime stuff was happening. So while all these publications were chasing down grime and events were happening with big brands and they were just using grime, everything was grime, the UK rap scene was actually building sick music. Like they didn't have to do sets. They weren't doing no sets. They were just making music. So people were making a sound over there. Rather than making something that's entertaining, like sets and the shows and the online beef and the new lyrics every week and them lot over there just in the
I think that's very like reflective of the formats that people are consuming it in as well, 100%. Because like 100%. I can do a 30-minute set, an hour set, a 2-hour set, all of that stuff, but people are watching stuff on their phones for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And when you're consistently banging out hood videos, which is what them man were doing, that's all you really need to give people. Yeah. Like, and people don't really have the attention span to sit and watch a hour-long set and take that all in and whatever.
Man. It's the entertainment,
I want it
bro.
now. I want it now.
There was a lot of value in the entertainment at the time. Like, you could watch an hour set, but there was so much happening. Oh, there's a new MC. There's, this guy's coming through. Who's Big ZUU? Who's AJ Tracey? Who's Rox Foe? Who's Capo Lee? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that now that's gone. There's so many sick MCs that are coming through. They're doing their thing. But what I'm mentioning is that the UK rap scene, while all of this was happening, I think one of the biggest like examples of this was when Section Boys started getting booked for grime and started getting put on grime tunes and started doing grime things because they realized that, but somebody realized that UK rap can't sell as UK rap right now at that time, but grime is selling. So if we merge these UK rappers as grime artists, we can then put them onto festivals and do you know what I'm trying to say?
I want to counteract that.
No, I hear that, but
I want to counteract.
But hear what I'm trying to say. It's not that they formed it, but it was the perfect time for a sound of UK rap that can't actually be like taken in by the higher levels of industry. People weren't backing it because it was called UK rap to them, whereas grime had this nostalgic value and it was completely British and it was like it had all these elements behind it and it was bubbling as well. So once the UK rap guys started floating into the grime scene, the lines started getting blurred. And then UK rap started going mad. It started going massive. And all them same publications and companies that were focused on grime could now go to UK rap because it's like it slid over. Like, I just think that crossover helped the bigger industries and publications and people like that to start getting behind UK rap music more. Because UK rap music was always something that was hot in the streets. Whereas grime started getting pushed and booked for mad things. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So once it started getting to that level, I feel like once the music was able to slide over and that kind of like threshold of where it was getting combined happened, where people that weren't grime were getting called grime and that people that were rap.
All right.
You know what I'm
You're
trying to
24 now.
Yeah.
You're just 24.
Yeah.
Right. So 5 years ago, you know, you're 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
17 if you just turned 24. All right. So, did you notice people in and around your age group stop listening to grime?
Yeah, bruv, it's mad because you got to think like this. When I was 11, bruv, people around me weren't listening to grime, even though grime was like one of the biggest things to me. 2005, 2006, grime was popping, but I'm from West, so it's a bit different. Like, we don't really have that super
West
grime
never really
culture.
it never had
like East,
the same
where
representation of
Kano's around the
artists
corner
and
that.
stuff. Yeah.
And Wiley's walking up and down the road. Like, we had man in West, don't get it twisted. There was
sick guys in
musical
West.
mob and them things there, and you know, even Northwest, like Scraps and them, and that. With, what did they have? What's it called?
SLK.
SLK, there we go. Like, there was a couple things going on in West, but like when I was younger, no one was really listening to grime around me. I was the one that was like downloading sets on LimeWire and shit and showing.
But were people listening when you were that age? Were people listening to British music or American music?
They was listening to a lot of American music, but but in my school where I'm from, people listen to UK rap. That was big. Like gigs and them, man, and this is just the creation of YouTube and what's going on, all the ends beef, That was the big thing. Like, listen to that kind of music, UK rap, grime. I was always a grime head. People always knew that I love grime. So that's why when I got older, it was mad because now man's in college and that and going to uni, and grime was kind of coming back. People were talking to me about grime. Grime was like that was what UK music was to people, was just grime. There was UK rap, don't get it twisted, but UK rap wasn't as big. Like, you had but at this time, you've had your Sneak Bowls, Odd Ads, all these man, they've all come through.
That was that kind of time when people that didn't know the difference were using grime like a term for Britain.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in America, you make hip hop.
Yeah,
if you're in Jamaica, you make dancehall. If you're in the UK, you must make grime, because that's what the British guys do. It's all grime.
But I think that helped push it over, like definitely the gas behind it, because grime had all the gas behind it. Then it started losing. It's like, obviously you can blame it on other things as well. So I'm not just saying this is the main factor, but I feel like when the UK rap guys came through, they had all these publications and brands that were already working with grime artists. So now you take away all that sets factor, you take away all the greasiness, all the gas,
and they were just doing mad numbers as well.
And you just get music that's actually just popping. You're gonna look at it like, cool, this is entertaining. All these sets are entertaining. That's great, but this is just pure music. Like, we could just push this. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It was easier to push for them. I think it was easier for
and they're all doing videos as well. They're all doing music videos. Exactly. Like, everything's...
There's a lot of money behind it. There was more money behind the UK rap scene.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. A lot of them man making sick-looking hood videos. And I'm talking about, you know, back Section Boys 6-7.
Yeah, of course.
Them times. They weren't making them for a lot of money. They just had
course,
kids that were
grinding
on it. Like,
them man was grinding.
Some kid in uni will show up and he's got a drone. Like,
100.
I saw videos that I thought these guys must have grands behind them to make. They've got the flying over the estate shot, lighting sick. The post grading on the color grading looks, everything's popping.
Hundreds.
They've got rentals everywhere and stuff. And I was like, yo, these men are just like, they must have mad marketing P's. Then I find out the video costs $5.
I hear you.
And like, we're over here paying $1.5 for a video that looks like a piece of shit.
It's mad. It's like,
they're hustling.
This is the thing, like, there's definitely that factor, but I look at it like people like when Hardy Caprio and One Ace were coming through with videos like Best Life and songs like that, just that for example, things like that, like the level of quality in the entertainment is very different to a grime MC who's spitting in a block trying to make a creative video. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Whereas you have a catchy song with bare nice girls and nice views selling a lifestyle to you. Do you understand? So what is a publication gonna get behind now? Whereas the same publication and the same media companies and the same brands were getting behind the grime because that was what was popping at the time. Now they have a clean, polished video that is just pure vibes. it's easier for them to push. So then I definitely feel like that's what shifted a lot of the like attention that was on grime went into that kind of vibe. Now, how many songs do you have that came out after songs like Times Like Best Life by Hardy Cat Pro? How many songs have you got that come out like that follow that formation?
What, from that part of the...
From that, around that time, to now?
Better.
So many. Now, you look before that, like, there wasn't a lot of people doing that. Like, AJ did Pasta. He's one of the first people to do those kind of videos. Those videos are not like, it's not like no one in the UK's flown to a villa and tried to do a video. But I'm saying in terms of like the times, it went from That's Not Me and It Ain't Safe on the Block and them kind of like Greasy, that was the main.
No, I understand what you're saying there, definitely.
The high-end lifestyle.
Yeah, it was just another
drip.
form of polish.
Do you understand? But that's all changed. That's all changed with the times of America as well, because that's like kind of like American culture. If you think of it, that's all shifted.
Yeah, you're watching all them Khaled videos and everything's like bare shiny
now,
and rich.
From now when that's come through, now that's like kind of like taken over what the perspective of the UK is. Now UK rap music is kind of bossy. You got your Freddos, you got your Mist.
I think we're in a time now where it's mainstream music. Like a lot of that stuff is pop. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is pop, and that doesn't mean
like
it's
considered as UK rap.
Yeah, because it is. It's people from the UK MCing on a track, right? But some of them tunes and productions mad formulaic.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? You had the marimba tunes.
I respect what everyone's doing because everyone's getting a check. People are enjoying their life and
they see what works. They're seeing what works.
100%,
and they're
bro.
doing
And that's
it.
what music's about. But what I think that's done to the grime scene is from take it where it was in the.
But I'm not gonna lie, grime scene's lazy because the grime scene sees what works and isn't doing it.
But that's what I'm saying.
How about that?
And what's that done to the grime scene is, and now in that transition where all the attention has gone to the other side, they've gone back to be in the underground. So we've gone through a couple years on the rise of having the biggest MCs in the country be from grime. Your Skeptors, your Stormzy's, your AJ's, they was all from grime, and that was all bubbling. And then the UK rap scene now has now gone to a place where you don't have to be a legend in this thing. You could just be coming through now. Someone like H, you can be in the scene for just a year, and you could be at the forefront of it. You know what I'm trying to say? And be doing mad things and get mad backing. So now the grime has gone back to...
There's eyes on it. Do you know what the other cool thing is as well?
But I feel like the shift of the eyes was not just to do with what people like. Because that's not life. Life isn't like... Yeah, it is. The people have power over what they rate, but things get pushed forward to them because of certain reasons, innit? So I feel like grime had all this energy, but it wasn't managed. Imagine if me and all these artists that were coming through in the grime scene had proper management.
I don't think it was. Yeah, it wasn't packaged, right?
And we did songs together. Like, you see, remember you did that Fabric CD? Don't get me started on songs together. But do you know what I'm saying though? Like, if things like that were gone and then there was a bit more like idea behind how man do videos, man don't spend a bag 5 on a video just to make it look crap. Like, when is man spending 5 euros? You're right. Man, start hustling a bit better. If at that time things were polished off better, grime could have had a chance to ride along with the UK rap thing. But because it wasn't, the UK rap thing's come out and people are just what's the point of listening to grime?
I think the fact now that after that 4-year period of everything just getting lumped in under the term grime, people just accept that there is a UK MC culture now, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of underground music gets compared to big mainstream music.
Yeah.
When maybe it shouldn't be, because it's like they're definitely from different places and existing in different places. But you're talking about like brands and companies and whatever looking at things, and some things are pre-packaged. They're also looking at numbers and
hundreds.
You know, these guys are coming out. These guys can come out with 1-2 tunes.
Yeah.
And do million views, 10 million views. Not even a million views is like normal now. Like they can do 10 million views, like 500,000 plays on Spotify out of nowhere, and all them numbers are there for everybody to just see and look up. So everyone's overly on point and understanding like exactly what's going on. They can see it with their own eyes. So when they're like, okay, well, we just want to appeal to this demographic. What are they listening to?
Yeah,
oh, you're listening to this because I can see what you're listening to.
Yeah, hundreds.
All right, we'll put the money here because that's where you are.
Yeah, but if you look at the demographic at the time, that when grime was coming up, like 2015, 2016, a lot of the main people that were listening to grime are the same listeners that love UK music, right? UK rap music right now. Do you know what I'm trying to say? it was a lot. Like grime was selling to.
I feel like they don't have as much grime to listen to, even if they wanted to.
Yeah, and that's the thing, but I think that's what took it over at the time. That yes, grime was popping, people listen to sets. Oh, you lot are going in, Radar Radio, all these things. Like things are building up, getting massive. Like there's big sets now. Outlook is going crazy. Like you know what I'm trying to say. Things are coming through. There's a Eskimo every weekend. Like things were proper going off. Like, but at the same time, these UK rap guys were making music, putting it out on GRM. You know what I mean? They was going ham, like they was going in. Like they was making music. It may not be the best music in the universe, but they had their formation. And at the same time, the sound that people were getting used to that Afro sound. Like that Afrobeat sound. It was getting bigger.
Yeah.
And the combination.
And the drill sound as well.
And I think this comes down to society
way.
as well. Because the combination of African and Caribbean was never like a normal combo. That they was.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm super happy that there is more West African representation in British music because
100%.
It's such an important part of like even growing up in the grime scene. Like,
yeah, man.
The way that the grime scene was basically Caribbean.
That's it.
Yeah, and you had guys that were blatantly Nigerian or Ghanaian, doing
straight
Yardi
patois.
accents and patois lyrics and stuff. And like, I'm super happy to see more.
Whereas now you got a man like Burna Boy who's shutting it down in his African accent, and he will do a little Yardman tune once in a while. But it definitely is shifted. I think this is the thing about society and music that Africans. When they came to this country, remember I'm African and I'm also Sierra Leone. So when they came over here, they was like not accepted straight away. They was kind of ridiculed. Their accents, what they do, what they eat, how they dress. Now we're in a time where it's becoming more accepted. African and Caribbean people are more synonymous. They're understanding that they are connected. They are not different. They are from different places, but they're all from one place.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Part of the diaspora.
And now a yard man can eat a jollof and an African man can say wagwan. And I'm not saying that never used to happen. Of course it used to happen. There's big African men that have grown up here that eat jerk chicken. You know what I mean? That like there's man like that out here. But what I'm saying is the acceptance, like stereotypically, was that even me in school, I'm from Africa. I couldn't really do any. If I was around a Caribbean person, I'd try to say wagwan and be like, "What you doing, bro?" Do you get me? Whereas now,
like
you got
even my generation where kids were growing up and it was like it was just a cussing match.
Yeah, bruv. It was an African.
I don't know. It was like when you were growing up, but
exactly, it was an African.
not so
no,
much.
even for me, it was the same thing. Like it was still that. Like it was still an Africans versus Caribbeans thing. Obviously, this is so stereotypical and generalization. It's like I'm sure there's people that love each other, but there was a little barrier. Now you got man like Huss who can do a straight Yardman accent throughout the whole thing, but he's spitting on an Afrobeats tune, and people love it. They love the combination of it. You got someone like Kojo Funds who's half Caribbean, half African, who does both vibes. He'll do like African on it, and then so I feel like them man was definitely moving with the culture of the country and the sound of Afrobeats as well. Like people like Wizkid coming up, you know what I mean? People like Mr. Easy, you know what I'm trying to say? Like these things were getting massive in Africa, and then they was getting big here as well. So once these people started become like grasping towards this sound, this Afro swing kind of sound, which is what they've given the term. People, these lot just say they make UK rap, but that was kind of like the biggest things. So that's why you have someone like Tracey who was shutting down sets, but has a song like Butterflies with notes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I feel like that's a big representation of what was important to the mainstream. What they was taking in. It went from the grime to your Afro swing kind of sound. That's why like a lot of people, you ask them, who's your favorite artist in the UK? They're gonna say J Hus. They're gonna say J Hus. It's probably 9 times out of 10 they're gonna tell you J Hus, bro. A lot of people, because he is like the founder of that sound. He was doing it from way back. From people were telling him, "What you want? I don't even like this." You know what I'm saying? He was doing it from time ago. He came through. Then your Young Baines came through. Kojo Funds came through. These men started coming through. And I think like that was the main difference in what was going on in grime. In grime, you had not no one, but there wasn't people making music that was as sonically accepted like them, man. Like your Notes and all these, man. Like sonically to the mainstream, it wasn't
I
as.
think grime's a difficult sound.
It's different genres.
Like grime for me.
But it was both. What I'm trying to say is that the grime was popping. It's not that grime wasn't popping. It was never making the same numbers as them, man. They was getting better numbers than them, man. But them, man, when they started making certain songs and started getting that gas behind it, all the attention that was on grime went over there. So that's what means that there's going to be less attention on these, man. So there might be gems coming out of grime while this was happening, but while the UK rap is popping, but because there's no attention on it, it's not going to go viral and become a song that gets playlisted. And do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So that, I think that kind of like was a catalyst to why the scene kind of changed from that 2016 era into 2017 where things started changing, then 2018 where
grime's very abrasive as well, like sonically, thematically, it's very abrasive, right? And we still, like, living in London, you can kind of forget what the rest of the UK is like, yeah? Which is important because you're going on tour real soon. We'll talk about that as well. But, like, the rest of the UK, if you show them grime, they won't get it. If you show them, like, definitely a notes tune, but even like a Huss tune, like, it's more melodic, it's more palatable.
Yeah.
It's easier to listen. It's more digestible
100%.
on the surface without understanding the culture and like you don't have to understand the culture when it's just a nice song to listen to. And I feel like that's definitely been a big thing as well. Let me change the subject now.
I feel like it's a good conversation though.
It is a good conversation.
That's what's on my mind. Like,
yeah.
I feel like
I want to talk about something else that's on your mind because today is Thursday the 22nd of August, and you tweeted today with your chest.
Yes.
If people like Kano and Gets.
Yep.
So let me get the real quote. What was the real quote? I don't want to misquote you.
I'll draw for it because
I hate doing them misquotes for man. Putting words in people's voice.
Bro, listen, I'm gonna do another tweet that says I ain't singling out Gets. You know, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it while on the phone, while not on the phone, while talking to you.
While the cameras are on.
Alright, boom. I ain't singling. How do you spell singling? I got it. Singling. There's no E. I ain't singling out Kano and Gets. By the way, just saying, the higher powers, yeah?
The higher powers.
The higher powers. Ooh, how do I word this next part? Can't neglect. I want to talk for the people. I want to talk for my young G's that are coming through, bro. Youths. I'm just going to say youths. Can't neglect the youths. That's it.
So what was the original tweet?
Original tweet.
Yeah, just go. I noticed
if people like Kano and
noticed
Gets,
you don't use night mode as well, which means you're a psychopath.
I'm a psycho. If people like Kano and Gets showed more love to the Niger and the grime scene, would be in a better place now.
So you've used Kano and Gets as examples there, but I'm sure it's not exclusively them.
No.
So you said people like.
People like.
Firstly, what made them come to your mind first? Are they two artists that
I ain't seen Kano back no one, and he made AJ remove Nyla.
Okay.
From the internet.
Because obviously it's not limited to them, but they came to your mind.
Because them man did that. There's two things. Obviously, Kano is someone that, over time, I think it's obviously he's his own person, but I just think it's weird that he hasn't like really embraced or pushed kind of like the new gen of grime. Like he's one of the sickest grime MCs I think that's ever come out of the grime scene. Like standard, and it's just like even with the whole AJ Tracey thing with like over Nyla, like when AJ put out Nyla, he bought the beat for Garage Gang, which is the same beat Acid Bomb that's on Fabric Live, that your thing. He bought the beat, the Dot Rotten one. He bought it, and then obviously AJ had to take down his whole Alex Moran project from iTunes and had to restart the whole sales on that. Like, And it's just things like that. That was obviously that's politics between management and singles and the ownership of music. But that to us was like as a scene, like that was because that was like AJ's biggest tune at the time. That was kind of like a showing of like, we see what you're doing, bro, but we want to spit on that beat, so we're gonna buy the beat and delete your thing. And man ain't seen no support from there. Like no, and Gets is someone like Gets has definitely been around the scene, but Gets is someone that's only gravitated towards his friends. Like I've never seen Gets like promote the man them or push the man them. Maybe he's tweeted a link, maybe he's done his thing, whatever. But I've seen him at 100 shows. He's bare cool. He's always cool, and I respect him. He's a big man. Like I ain't dissing him by saying what I'm saying. I just think that them man came up in a thing where people respected their lyrics. People showed love to what they do. And you man are all grime MCs. I know there's a couple MCs they listen to and they think, right, you're hard. They just need to give man a bit more pushings. Like Wiley, someone that's doing all these big movements, still got time to push Yizzy and Ten Dixon and SBK. Even if he is trolling, I don't care. He's still got time to push them. And that's helping. It might not help the most, but it's a little bit of help. You know what I'm saying? Me working with JME, that helped me so much. Having a song like Fall Off with him, where he's on the feature and he's in the video, that helped me so much, because to all the old school grime heads and all the people that love grime, it was like a confirmation for them that, yeah, Big ZUU, man. Like, it's like that tune Fall Off, that's my tune. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I do the verse, I do the chorus, like, man did the video, that's my tune. Jamie is giving me a cosign by being on that tune with me. He's going out of his way.
There's going to be people that didn't even know who you were that would have discovered you because Jamie did the tune.
Exactly, and I feel like if there's more, if Kano and Gets and that were doing more things like that, don't get it twisted, I can't just single them out. But it's not just them, but if more of that was happening, I feel like grime could be in a better place. Because look at Jamar. Jamar is the most maddest guy, and we all know he has his own intentions, but regardless, Lord of the Mics is still helping their name get out there, innit? Like, it's still making someone like Rosa look like a sick MC. Someone that's been MCing for a while. Someone that's been sick. Now people are getting the confirmation. Wow, Rosa's hard. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think nowadays people check for brands, innit? Like, they check for name value. No. There's so much stuff out there, especially in the music world, that I don't think people have the energy or the time to go out and search things for themselves. So having that curation, that brand, that cosign, does it so much. Like, look when your record comes out on a Friday, yeah? For you to be on New Music Friday on Spotify is a big deal, right?
Of course, hundreds.
Because you're going to get heard by so many more people than just being on Grime Shutdown.
Yeah, hundreds.
And that is the value of those cosigns. Yeah, and I understand you're not saying like, fuck these man and whatever, or bro, these man owe it to this and that other. Man. It's a thing of, it would be nice. And I feel like, just in general, if people were more like just around the scene, and it would make it feel like there was a scene. Because at the moment, it's just a bunch of people just all doing music, and they might buck each other now and then. But like, it don't feel like there's pockets of scene.
But you know what's mad? Guess what's coming out tomorrow?
What's that?
The Ed Sheeran Take Me Back to London Sir Spiral remix
featuring JK
and H. So it's like it's there.
Yeah.
It's there. I've heard the song. It's hard, fam. Spy showed me I was in the studio. Spy here. We was actually here downstairs.
Yeah.
And he showed me the thing, and I was like, blood, this is so hard. And it's like, raw. Ed Sheeran's gonna be a primary artist on that. That's gonna show to all the world who's listening to Ed Sheeran. Like, he's putting out the video. He's put out 3 posts of them on Insta already. Like, it's proper picture of JK, proper picture of H, proper thing of Spy. Like, it's so gone.
It's weird how it's people from outside.
Yeah, but
like even when Drake was doing it, and I know everyone's he's got his own motivations. He's doing it. Like, he's Drake. He doesn't have to do it.
No, he did his thing, bro.
He doesn't have to do a fucking thing.
No, he don't.
Because he will wake up tomorrow morning and his royalties would have gone up another $1 million from his 100%. Back catalogue, and he'll go back to sleep and wake up the next day and make another $1 million. And he is calm. He doesn't never have to do no cosigns for nobody in no UK anything. Bring no one out at no shows.
That's true, you don't.
Doesn't need to, but he did. Yeah. For whatever reason, and I genuinely believe it's because he was gassed about the tunes and gassed about the music.
Hundreds, fam.
I don't think it was of any ulterior benefit to him to co-sign people from the UK. It's not like he's gonna put his sales up in the UK because you're co-signing.
Nah, man are just good people. Well,
But
I'm not saying man are bad people for not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying man.
But it just shows you how much benefit it can have when you get that co-sign. When some DJ that you've never really linked up with before invites you to come to the BBC building and spit after you've been MCing for a couple of months.
100%.
When, you know, you get the opportunity to go and do your own show in that building, and then all of a sudden people are paying attention to you and all your other skill sets that you've got. You know, when you do a tune with P Money, who's another established name, and the benefit that has, and when you send that record, like, okay, when you send your tune with JME into One Extra, that was one of the only grime tunes I saw go on the playlist.
I know, it was mad.
And your other tunes didn't go on the playlist before that. Which shows you the power of those cosigns, bro. 100%. Because people will open their ears when they see those name brands.
Yep, 100%, bro.
And that in itself gives you the opportunity to go, okay, well, here's the next one. You might like that as well. And their ears will be open.
Yep.
And it's so powerful, like giving. And I think, yeah, man, I would just like to see man just around the scene. Well, that's why
I'm doing my thing. I got a single coming out with Crafty.
Yeah.
Like something, Crafty's like producing hard music right now.
Did he produce it as well?
Yeah, he produced it.
And
so he's
vocal on it, or is it just yours?
He's got the chorus. I've done
Crafty's fucking sick.
Tune. That's Crafty's
so it's his tune.
I've given that to Crafty. No long. Like, I'm not saying I'm some big guy. I'm gonna start co-signing, man. But I thought, you know what? If we want to keep this, I love grime.
No, but it's organic, innit? You wanted to make the tune. You didn't.
No, that's it.
I absolutely know that you didn't sit down and go, yeah, man, I need to do something to bring Crafty in because I feel
bro.
Like he needs it.
I was like, fuck it, you're hard. Let's do it, bro. And then I'm working on him with other stuff. Like he's making beats for me and da. And then like someone like Mike, of course, man's working with Mike, of course. Even someone like Yizzy. So many man chat shit about Yizzy. I've made sure every single month on my show I play his songs because I'm showing, man. You can chat shit about the bear. You can put him down. You can do. He can say he has the best manager in the world. You lot all deserve his links. But bro, the bear's putting out music, innit? Man might as well push it. Why are we not pushing it? He's done a song that's hard. That song with Screwfizzer is bare hard. Yeah. Like, man want to talk about LS. Come on, bro. Over Dessa. That's I get it. That's LS's big bar. Like, I respect LS. I think Lyrical Strategy is very hard. But we can't just try pick at this youth for everything, man. We need to embrace, man. That's why with Yizzy, I've made sure, I even did a phone interview with him on my show. There's a lot of artists I haven't done that with, that I could have done it, but I did it with him to make man know, like, he's trying, bro. Let's push man that are trying. Let's keep pushing man that are trying. Let's keep doing things. Let's keep getting it out there. Let's even Snowy, when Snowy's trying to be an anarchist against the scene, like, let's push it, man. Let's just keep pushing stuff. Drifters coming through. Let's push Drifters new stuff, Manga's new stuff. Let's just all push it and keep getting it out there. Because at the end of the day, when we all link up together and do a show and it's lit, we all have fun. Everyone has fun.
Yeah.
The fans have fun. We have fun.
And it's not like there's limited amount of success to go around, man. Like, you can win and he can win and he can win. And it's not like you winning's going to stop him from winning, bruv.
Nah,
like,
it's competitive though, isn't it?
Of course it's competitive, because like you said at the start, still want to be the best MC, want to be the best MC in the room. But like, the desire to want to be the best MC is how you get better as an MC. Yeah? Wanting to be the best MC in the room is how you improve. Wanting to be the best MC in the studio when there's other men around you that are mad talented as well, and you are all linking up is how you make better music.
100%.
Wanting to be the best MC on that festival stage is how you improve your live show 100%. As well. So there's nothing wrong with that. But when it's like, I want to be the best at the expense of you, that's fucked energy. That energy's whack. But wanting to get better and be motivated. And I feel like that's why I really wanted to point out, like, having someone like AJ around you when you were starting out and seeing him just that bit ahead of you and being like, my brethren that I've known from, like, my ends is here. Yeah. So I can get there as well.
100%.
I'm gonna carry on pushing.
Yeah, of course,
I'm pushing.
bro.
And I can definitely see where people are like not having the belief that they can get there.
Yeah.
So having people around you that are there, super powerful, man.
No, hundreds. It shows you that it's possible, and it shows you that like it's not no fake thing. There's not no like mad Illuminati pushing, man. Like there's like a lot of people like to say AJ signed and
yeah, not anymore because the numbers are all
man's
there,
man,
bro.
in the studio, innit? Like us man made Labatt Grove long time ago. It was me, him, and Conductor. We made that song time ago. It was like we was having fun. 2016 in the studio, just busting joke in the studio in Grove. It was in Grove. The song wasn't even called Labatt Grove. It didn't even have a Georgia sample. We were just spitting bars. Then he took the tune. He just doing his own thing with the tune. I didn't really like my verse. I was like, do your thing. Like then a couple years later, like he flipped it.
You took yourself off Labatt Grove.
I took myself off the tune. He probably wouldn't have pulled it out with my verse anyway, because I'm not from Grove, innit? I can't be on a song that's called Labatt Grove, because I'm not from Grove.
But the remix had Novelist and General Levy on, so.
The remix. I don't get to say. I would have liked to be on a remix, but I like who we got for the remix because it was like very like that's who like fitted the tune and like
it's like carnival
like
kind of vibe.
But you know what I'm saying? Things like that, like even things like that, like just like knowing that man's part of a song that went gold. It's crazy. Wax engineered it. Like Wax is gonna get a gold plaque for engineering a song. Like so, the motivation's mad. Like even just seeing like where Trace lives, like what he's done. Like it's definitely like motivation. But he's always shouting, man, to like do mad things. Let's do this. Let's go there. Let's go here. Come link, man. And that's why I definitely know in this thing, it's good to come up with your friends, innit? Because you'll never lose that essence of why you're here. But there's certain men that come up in this thing and they don't have their good friends around them and they get sucked into the wrong things. Music industry's not easy, man. It's a grind, bro.
I hear you, bro.
But that's why, like we said at the beginning, man just appreciates it. Man appreciates that. But we're in ditto, able to have a convo and just chill on a Thursday instead of have to wake up at 9.
Wake up at 7, bro. You got the tour coming up. You got the tour coming up. That's a blessing. I was so happy when I went to a headline show.
My G.
Because I walked in, bruv, I went to the wrong door. I went to the O2. I thought you were upstairs in the little one.
In the small one.
I went to the wrong door. They said, no, go downstairs.
Go downstairs, G.
I walked in to the big room. Last time I went there, I saw Boy Better Know do a headline show there. That was the last time I went there. Yeah,
that's mad.
And I walked in, and it was full up with people. Like it was
mad,
full up with people. It wasn't even like half full. It was ram out with people, and your name was at the top of the thing, brother. And that was absolutely sick. Like, how was that for you? That show?
Yeah, that was, bro. It was one of the things that I definitely never saw myself doing, like going to a place like that, especially after, like, bro, they had DBE there the day before me, Young Ads and LP. They had them man there sold out the day before me. So I was just like, raw, like, I can't believe I'm here. Like, I can't believe I'm putting this on. We're actually doing this. And like, we had the band and like Drifter was warming up for man and Crafty came out for man. And like, it was mad. It was mad. We had a mad vibe. We had a mad vibe. And like, P Money came out on my set. Jamie came out on my set. Nov came and showed at the end. My mum was there. Family was there. Ram out. Like, we just about sold it out at the end. Like, it was just, for me, it was one of them things. That was my third headline show. And I was, at that moment, I was like, bruv, what more can I do, fam?
I was very, I'm not going to lie. I was very impressed.
Thank you, bro.
It's a wicked show. Everyone showed out and supported as well. I think it's just because you got blessed vibes, man. Your energy is wicked. Another one of the things that I was really fun and enjoyed to see was you part of that lineup at Eskimo Dance.
That was mad. Anti-cheeky.
Yeah, because like for you to be on that main thing as well, like you were part of the main, like, yeah, JME's performing and JK's performing and like people that are just like big.
Massive.
Really big.
Yep. And
then you performed and your music went down sick and you were able to, you know, you got the JME verse in there and then he came out and then the P and yeah, it was sick, man. And like, like it felt right. It felt like you belonged.
Thank you, bro.
You know.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, that was mad. That
At the same time as, and I definitely do not mean this as a slight in any way. Like at the same time as like people that you were spitting with on Radar, they're on that new gen set still or whatever. You had the music.
It was mad, bro.
To perform on that big set,
man.
And it was
I think
just rewards.
I think that's what bust me. Like Cheeky knows Eskimo Dance. I've definitely gone through a lot with them. Like, man, been not allowed in enough times and all this stuff. But like, I think the hunger of coming out of these shows and just trying to like represent the new gen. I feel like I rate what he did. Like, even though everything comes down to peas and that, I rate what he did because he didn't have to put me on that lineup. He could have just put me with the man on a new gen thing. But he did it because he knows he has to represent for the younger people. Like, he knows that he can't just them man are gonna pigeonhole themselves if they don't have to give themselves room to grow. And obviously it's a mad time for Eskimo Dance. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy for them to put on a rave anymore like how they used to. But I think doing that set for me, coming out, getting the wheel ups, doing a mosh pit, spitting on my own, like even just spitting on my own, no hype man, just me in front of everyone behind me. And what's so funny about Eskimo is that when you perform, there's bare man on the stage that are not your dogs.
All around the side.
They're all just like...
It's like a stage show version of that thing you were talking about, the spooky set.
Yeah, it's definitely like that. Like, everyone's watching your thing, but because I was on, like, especially coming out to that Printworks thing, I just finished a tour. I think we just finished a JK tour.
You're super match fit.
Oh, brother, I was ready. Like, I was ready. And I know music is not about who knows your song in the show. That's if you're a little man. If you're a little man, you have to rely on man knowing your song. If you're a big man in this thing, you'll learn it's just about your energy. Your energy controls their energy. So if I think Manual is a banger and you're all going to do a mosh pit to it, you are going to do a mosh pit to it. You're going to mosh pit to a song that's 2 years old that you probably don't even know. Fuck it. I'm going to make you do that. And that's what happened. I did it and I couldn't believe it. When I did it, I cut straight away. I didn't even see all the jammer ribs thing. I just sprayed and cut. And I was cutting back with the man and I was just telling them, bruv, we have come a long way for man to be able to spit there. That was like proper like
I think your experience with Eskimo Dance is again a really good example where like you've gone there, you've not been allowed in, you've spat on stage on a set and then not been allowed backstage.
Yes,
kicked out of the VIP area. Like, you've not been treated well, but
yeah, man.
It weren't you know what, I'm gonna go away and fuck this and whatever.
I understood it, bro.
It's not even a thing where they don't want man here, like on an ignorant one. It's they don't fully understand me yet. They don't know what I am.
Yes, levels.
So
man.
let me carry on grafting
100.
and show you what I am. And what you are is a guy that got to perform main stage, main set, alongside other names that have been doing this for 15 years. And that's through consistent work. That's from fine-tuning and honing not only your art, but your craft as a performer, and an artist and a businessman, and getting yourself out there. And it's a great example to set for other people. And that's why I like having these conversations on the podcast, because people ain't going to know that ZUU went to Eskimo Dance and weren't allowed backstage. You've spat on stage. You've spat on stage. People have gone mad. You've got reloads.
Yep.
You've gone, okay, I'm coming off stage. I'm going to go back. No, you can't come backstage. Yeah, bro. Your wristband.
Bro, different wristband, different colour for a different time act. My one's all orange.
It's a par.
I'm seeing purple ones flowing through.
On people that have nothing to do with performing type of music.
Don't get me into that. That's the worst.
But
that's the worst. When you see someone backstage and
carried on, and you got to the point at which, boom, you were
headline with the man there. I'm due to do something else with Cheeky very soon.
Exactly.
Bro, I just think
it's the right energy, man.
I just think at the end of the day, man don't give up. Man obviously there's a lot of people that get upset in this thing. I definitely get upset a lot and sometimes reflect on what could be. And you know what? That's life. We always want better. But if as long as you got something going in, like, you can't give up, bro. Like, I've realized it's always on to the next one. Like, I'll put out a video and it's on to that video. I've already accepted whatever the fate of that video is. Do you get me? It's done. for me, when I do stuff, it's like I'm always on to the next one. So yeah, I've finished my last project. I've put out the videos. We're gonna do a tour. Right now, all I'm thinking about
and
is
that doesn't mean that he's like stopped promoting it. He's put it out and that's it. I'm
course,
forgetting about
I'm
it.
always gonna
but
push
he
it.
means once he's let it out into the world, it's not yours anymore.
Yeah, bruv, I don't own it no more. Like I can't do anything more with it. Like of course I can push it to you. I can promote it every single day.
Do the video. I can make sure.
Yeah,
that
that's
I'm
what I'm
doing
gonna
the
do.
promo,
But
yeah.
at the same time, I'm
it's
very like.
it's the music's everyone's now.
Yeah.
People will have
And
their
man needs
opinion
to get back
and
to
whatever.
making more because
yeah.
that's the only way you can live in this thing, survive in this
I like
thing.
to. I've said it about on 3 different episodes. The only way you can really lose in anything is by quitting.
Yeah, bruv.
Everything else is a lesson, innit? Everything else is a lesson.
Too many men are quitting out here.
The L stands for lesson, not losing. The only way you can lose is quitting, bro. Hold that L.
Hold the L. Man's hold many, but I'm here.
Bare lessons, and now you are wise.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't complain, fam.
Thank you very much for your time, man. I really appreciate you coming.
It's good talking to you, cuz.
It's a pleasure. It's always nice. That's why I like doing these, because these are not interviews, they're conversations, the type of conversations that you have in a studio at 3 a.m. in the morning and whatever.
This is exactly how I was talking outside.
Yeah, that's all I want this to be, man. That's all I want this to be. These little gems with people. All the best for the tour.
Thank you, bro.
People can pick tickets up.
Yeah, man. Now. It's all on bigzuu.co.uk, bro. Man's got a website. You get me? bigzuu.co.uk.
Yes,
bigzuu.co.uk. You can go get your tickets, everything. We're doing
Bristol. For you to spell it out like that sounds weird, bro.
It sounds weird. I need to say
BIGZW is the only way I hear it in my head.
I just said BIGZU. That was a bit different. Yeah.
The remix.
Yeah, boom. That's it. Bristol, Birmingham, Manny, Liverpool. No London date because we're just doing a tour. We're not actually coming home. We're doing it for England. This is for England. Yeah? Fuck Brexit. You get me?
Thank you very much for watching the podcast. If you are watching the video on YouTube, then big up yourselves. You can actually listen to it as well. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, any podcasting platforms. So you don't have to keep the YouTube window open in your phone to check it out. You can actually just keep the audio playing. You can download the audio and listen to it on the train, on the way into work, or in the gym, or whatever. You don't have to rinse your data. If you are listening to this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and you didn't know, there's videos of this as well. You can watch me and ZUU Reason for an hour here on the sofa in the Ditto office. It's up there. There's the sign. Shout out to Ditto. Thank you to everybody who's a Patreon supporter as well. You guys make sure that I'm able to carry on doing this and not go broke. So I appreciate it. If you want to support, there's a link in the description of this. And big up all of the gangs that ZUU is hailing up with the hand signs. It just co-signed 15 different gangs. Either that or it was different ninja.
I was just showing them.
Either that it was different ninja clans. I don't know what it was. Bear Jutsus and that.
Come on, Bear Jutsu and that.
Fox, Fire, Water, Bunny, all of them ones. But yeah, that's it. Keep it grimy each and every time. And yeah, big up ZUU.
You're done now.
See you later.
Boom.